All right, guys, we're here with Mountain Man Treasures Troy. We're just kind of going to interview him and talk about his escapades in reselling and sourcing and all that kind of stuff. So, Troy, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? I'm curious. Do you work at a radio station?
I do. Yeah, that's the day job. Is I actually
Yeah.
just got. I'm taking an early lunch break. So
So, and what do you do there?
I'm the news director there. I was in newspaper. I got a broadcast journalism degree, and then of course went into newspapers, and I spent the better part of 20 years or so doing newspapers. I was a sports writer, sports editor for almost 20 years, all told. And then newspapers are getting tough, so I made the jump about 3 years ago into radio. So I've been doing radio for about two and a half. It'll be 3 years in the fall.
It shows.
My dad's company about 10 years ago, and we used to work with newspapers. We did the pictorial history books for the newspapers where they would do them in their community and collect photos, and it's almost like a yearbook.
Yeah,
And that was during 2008 tank, and it was the newspaper business was struggling for sure. So that's cool. You definitely have a radio voice. It's cool. Are you on air, or do you just like?
yeah. I co-host a morning news show, and then that goes 2.5 hours, and then when we're done with that, I do this. I do an interview show for a half hour after that.
Cool.
That's cool.
So you have like way more experience at interviewing than we do. So you're gonna make us look dumb.
I'm gonna try. Conversation. I tell anybody that comes in the studio, it's when people you sit down for Thanksgiving and people are saying, "What is it that you do again?" Well, we're doing
Right.
just more people listening.
Right.
Thanks for everybody for joining. There's a lot more people than I expected, so I appreciate y'all. If I can't get to everybody, we kind of want to focus on Troy right now.
Oh, you can talk to them.
How many do we have in here?
We've got about 12 right now.
Nice.
Cool.
They'll file in. We'll let them talk a little bit and say hi to everybody. But yeah, you got the voice for it too, and you got the good presence. You look comfortable, so that's why your channel is going to do well, and you sell good on eBay. So
Well, but I got a face for radio, so I don't know how well that translates to YouTube, right?
I don't
You got the
think
voice
so.
down. I actually went in. It's
a
the
great
mystery
smile.
of radio. Nobody knows what you look like. I actually went in. I was getting flowers. Actually, it was for a birthday. I was getting some flowers, and the lady says, "You sound so familiar." And so I told her who I was, and she says, "You are not at all what I pictured you to look like." And I said, "Okay, well, tell me what is it?" She says, "Well, I don't. I was thinking tall, clean shaven, in a suit." I'm like, "Man, lady, these are pretty flowers, but you're terrible at this other thing."
That's funny.
I ruined the image for her now forever.
Well,
Yeah,
shoot.
he was on a local news deal, and he looked really little. He was on a TV thing, and he did a local news. And I saw him one time at the store, and he was like 6'5". He was like bigger than me. I was freaking out because I just imagine he looked so little on TV. And I
Right.
thought, that's really that guy. He's gigantic. It's funny.
Some people's faces look like they're smaller, and some people, I don't know. I've noticed that before too. Well,
You guys want to jump into reselling stuff? And Troy, you want to start off and talk to us about how you got started and
Yeah.
how you started selling.
Yeah. Well, I've actually got I got a friend, Jeff. I'll throw out, check. He's only got like 50 subs, but fantastic guy. The Thrifty Preacher. Go check out his channel. He's been doing this full time. This is his job. He's a reseller, and he's been doing it for many years now. And I knew that he did that, and so I just started chatting with him, like, how does this work? What is it that you do? I think that gives me a good perspective now on people, right? Because I came in not knowing, and I had no idea. Like, seriously, that's what you do? You can support your family by selling stuff online. And the plan was, I just wanted to find some extra income. We got, like everybody, we don't really have credit card debt, but we got a lot of student loans. I mean, both my wife and I went to a private school, and the loans are ridiculous. And all that you pay on them is interest. And so I thought, you know what, let's try this thing out. We'll sell a few things a month and make a couple extra payments on the student loan bills. And that was, I started, my first sale was actually January 23rd of last year. Was the first sale. I sold a pair of Rod Laver Adidas, really sweet looking red shoes that they did a collab with Adidas and Rod Laver. Found those at a Goodwill for like $5. And I think we sold them for, it was like 75 or something.
Nice.
It was the first sale. And then since then it's just picked up steam, and it far beyond what I ever expected this week. I thought this was going to be a random thing here and there.
Yeah.
And now I sent 3 packages to Spain, Germany, and Thailand yesterday. I mean, like I went from going to Goodwill going, how do you find something to sell in a year to selling stuff internationally? It's pretty fantastic.
You went from not knowing what to do to knowing you can break down a crock pot and sell it for $50 in parts.
Yeah, who knew? Right? And I
That's
just
a good
got
video.
feedback from that guy today. He was very excited to get his crock pot base.
That's cool.
Dude, that video was insane. I would have never realized, you see that stuff and you think, oh, maybe I could sell this for $20 or whatever, but who would know that people would be wanting to collect, like vintage crock pots or need parts for them from they have their grandma's crock pot from the back, they want the parts for it,
The Jack LaLanne juicers are a big, I've not found one yet, but like just the plunger section on the juicer sells for like $20 all the time. Yeah. So you can part those things out. I know Kevin, the Commonwealth Picker, sells those. He sold I saw him one day, he sold the little rubber feet off the bottom of the thing. You can sell every little piece off of those things.
Yeah. Yeah, Commonwealth taught us a lot of that stuff that I never would have expected. I've got a Hot Wheels track that I know I can part it all out because I've seen him do it. And honestly, he always admits, Blue Rich Mama tells him, right, no, we can part that out. We can part that out. And she's always right. And it's kind of
funny. It takes longer, but you make more money.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you put in $6 like I did for all those things and a bunch of, you can sit on it for a while because it doesn't, not much money into it.
Jason, they're saying in the chat they're having a hard time hearing you. I think you got to suck on that microphone again.
Yeah, we got to put it right in your mouth.
Can you hear me now? Man, guys, I'm trying to improve this, but I'm not having much luck.
Well, if it's just kind of close, if you just hold it like this, maybe it's help a little bit.
I'm holding it right below my mouth just so you can see on the.
Okay, well, I'll take some of the questions. Where do you like to do your sourcing? We were kind of talking that right before we went on, but we're actually taking him from his sourcing day. Actually, he just told us. So
yeah, that's okay. I gave up my big source day for you guys. Well, we're source. I source where everybody sources, I guess. I mean, right now, I'm in Montana, and it's not like Florida where they get garage sale season all year round. Right. My last garage sale, I think, was in September. So it's been a while. So right now it's going to Goodwill. It's going to the local thrift store. We have a little church thrift that I like to go to. That's where I got that crock pot from. They don't have a lot of stuff, but they have a few things here and there. I scour Facebook Marketplace every now and again just to see. Here, a lot of people are selling stuff. They're saying, hey, this retails at 25. I'll take 20. It's tough to find here, but I've found good deals on Marketplace before. But here very soon we're going to start having sales. So you're going to get your best return from garage sales. I love estate sales. They can be harder if they're run by companies.
Yeah.
Because they tend to know a little bit more about the value. But even there, I've found some amazing deals because not everybody knows about everything. So you can still find stuff even at the thrift stores. It becomes a little bit more of a challenge of finding the stuff that the other resellers and the thrift store people don't know about, because I get to stuff late. A lot of times I'm off of work at noon. So I'm hitting Goodwill at noon, and there's been times I get in there, I'm like, this place is empty. There's nothing here.
Right.
Well, you have to really look and find the niche stuff or the things like the crock pot that you can part out that people don't realize. Yep. So I have to work a little bit harder to find my money doing it part-time, but it makes it a challenge, makes it fun.
Yep. And I think that's one of the keys too, is to
go if I can find a pair of headphones that is going to work, because I don't want to be on here for the whole time and it just be garbage. So just go with me for a minute, okay?
Yeah. you get used to knowing what you like to sell too. It's not just what you make the most money on, or what you source. You kind of know, and then like when I go to my Goodwill, I go to the certain spots where I know where I like the most, that I can sell the best, and it's usually where no one else is going. Right. And so yeah, I kind of do the same thing, and Commonwealth has taught me so much. I mean, how to part that stuff out. I look at that stuff now too, and seeing Corningware, and when I know it's a good price, and Pyrex from over the years. Boy, Tim has really changed my understanding of that stuff. So he's another up and coming guy that knows quite a bit.
Yeah.
What do you enjoy selling the most?
You know what? I don't have a niche. I mean, I sell a little bit of everything, and I think that helps. Particularly, because a lot of things have seasons, right? And there's just times when they don't sell. I sell a little bit of everything. So right now the clothes are starting to pick up again. But I will sell almost anything. I actually probably enjoy selling hats more than anything else. Something that doesn't have a huge dollar amount return, but the ROI is crazy. Especially if you can get them in the summer at garage sales. People will sell you their old baseball hats for $0.25. And I picked up a pile of, there must have been about 20 vintage snapback hats last summer. And we're talking, we had Suzuki, we had Goodyear, we had name brand patch stuff. The big one out of that was a blue, it's the red, white, and blue 3-stripe on the sides. There's 3 stripes that run down the side. It's Pepsi. If you find those 3-stripe Pepsi hats, it'll say like Pepsi Cola on the front, and then whatever city it came from. So wherever the bottling is from. I sold that it was right about $100 to somebody in Australia.
Oh, cool.
I bought the whole pile of like 20 hats for I think $8.
Wow.
Because people they're like, oh, they're just old baseball hats. Doesn't matter. So I think I have about probably, I don't know, 60, 70 hats listed in my store right now in a box with 150 more that I still need to either clean or post or, do something with. They're easy to photograph. They're easy to ship. I mean, every store is easy. Yeah.
Yep. I don't turn them that fast on eBay. I've pretty much found you got to sell them for $10, but 2 and a 10 on some nice hats is okay. If you're charging them shipping, but I found in my flea market booth, I can sell them. They go quick in the flea market booth for some reason.
I believe it. Yeah, it'd be nice to have that. I don't have the local. One day I hope to get a flea market. We have an antique mall here, but there's a waiting list to get in there. So, eventually maybe I can get a small thing, because now I'm seeing things that I would go, you know what? That'd be great in a booth. Yeah. Which I'm sure you do. You see things that go, I can't sell that on eBay, but I guarantee that I'll sell in my booth.
Well, actually, there's stuff that hadn't sold on eBay, so I was just like, I'll try it. I didn't think it would sell, and that's the stuff that's selling the fastest. The stuff that isn't going on eBay, like coffee mugs. I've had, I've almost sold all my DVDs, and even my sports games are going, and I have them for $3 to $10. So I'm charging as much as Goodwill for the games, and they're buying them. So, I didn't think I'd have to be able to ever sell them. But,
a couple of hat questions in there. Do you want me to hit those?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm every once in a while. Sorry, guys, if I'm missing stuff in the chat. It's hard to read the chat and watch the screen. But one of them is, do you ship your hats in a box? Yeah, all the time. I know some people will ship them like in a poly mailer because it seems easy. Throw it in the mailer, but the bill will get smashed. And if it's an older hat that's got the foam topping on it, this thing will get smashed down. It'll get misshapen. Always in a, I don't have any of them sitting here. Just, actually, I do. One second. All you need is one of these. This is from the Boxery. It's an 8x6 where is it? 8x6x4.
Mm-hmm.
This will work for most. Well, not most. It'll work for a lot of hats. Sometimes the bill is too big or the top's too big. Then I go to 8x6x6. And they just slide. I put them in a clear mailer, put them in the box, seal it up. Most hats, another reason they're great is because they're cheap to ship. They're going to weigh between 8 and 10 ounces, even in a box. The box isn't going to add anything.
It's usually like $4.50, isn't it? Usually for me.
Yeah, it's super. And depending on the hat, if it's a more desirable hat, or if you're charging, you got to look at what everybody else is doing. But you can charge shipping on hats. You can charge. So even if you sell a hat for $9.99, you charge shipping. You bought it for $1. You're making a good return on that for something very easy. But a lot of hats, even basics, they'll sell for $15. If it's a nice looking hat, it's clean. And then if you get into the older, if it's K brand, if it's Swingster, stuff like that, then you're getting up into 20, 25, or even more. Even I sold a Goodyear hat. Blue hat, said Goodyear. Sold it for, I think, $25 plus shipping.
Wow.
Super easy. So, and somebody asked about cleaning, and it's really not that hard. I mean, I use Shout spray on a lot of stuff. I use the same. I use it on shoes. I use it on all sorts of stuff. You can put them in the wash if you keep it on like the delicate cycle, so it's not banging it around. But then you got to hang dry it. You put it outside so that it doesn't smell musty. You don't want to ruin the brim. Be careful on some of the older ones. It's actually plastic brims, and they can be really, really brittle. So you got to be careful on washing those. Those I would hand wash, like some Woolite in a little bowl. You got to treat them real delicate, like grandma's doily, right? But they clean up really well usually, and sometimes even dirty hats will sell.
Do you put them in something? Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Better?
Yeah.
Chat, can you guys hear me? Do you put them in I've heard people put them in like a pillowcase or something and tie it off and put them in the washing machine and do that to keep them from getting smashed up. Have you ever tried that?
I don't, just because usually it would make sense if you're washing them with a bunch of other stuff, but usually I'm dumping, 3 or 4 hats in there is it, and putting them on delicate. So really all they're doing, I mean, they're sitting barely moving in the water. So
I had wrote down to ask you about hats, because you said that in some of your videos that you like selling hats. What kind of hats are you looking for? And I mean, I hear a lot of people say they can't make money with hats because they're selling them for $10 and people don't want to pay the shipping. It depends on it depends on how much you paid for them, like anything else, right? Right.
I like snapbacks. Those seem to sell better. The nice thing about hats is there's no season on hats. I sell hats all year round. Last month, I think I sold 12 or 13 hats. So they're not super fast. But I look for stuff that's identifiable, that's cool graphics. If you want, I can grab one of my bins down and grab it, and I can show you some of them that I've got listed if you wanted.
Sure. Why not? If it's right there.
Right behind me.
Let's auction them off right here.
I got this is one of them. I actually need to start listing again. Let's see. This one I actually grabbed just recently, just because it's an older. I don't think there's a ton of value in it, but it's an old snapback racing hat. NASCAR stuff is slow. You guys know that, but I like the trucker hat.
You think that's a seasonal thing, or is it just because people aren't interested in NASCAR?
I just think NASCAR stuff is a slow mover. I don't know why. It seems like it'd move faster.
Yeah.
It just
NASCAR
doesn't.
would be popular.
I did too. My Dale Earnhardt stuff goes fast though.
So Chicago Bulls sell well. I like sports hats sell well. NFL, I sell a lot of NFL hats.
Have you seen Anthony's Bulls jacket?
No. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
This one's actually worth a little bit more. This is a rare. I keep missing the camera. This is a flash hat, and it's actually a more rare version. It's got gold on it.
That's cool.
A lot of them didn't have the gold. So this has been sitting around for a long time because it's waiting for the right guy. It's just like a collector's. I mean, it's not like $100 hat, but it's not a $15 hat either.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
So it's a new era. It's kind of cool that New Era did a flash hat.
Yeah,
so,
I didn't even know.
Yeah. So
Picker says, if you can't find comps on a vintage hat, will you list it as an auction instead of bin?
You know what? I don't like auctions for something that's so rare. Auctions for something that is like a Patrick Mahomes autograph. Everybody's going to be on there looking for Patrick Mahomes autograph. A lot of people are going to find it. I mean, you put a 10-day auction on there for something very rare. Maybe one guy finds it. My biggest flip, it sat on there, was a toy, sat on there for 6 or 8 months before I got the offer I wanted. I could have put it at auction, but it would probably ended up selling for half what it did. So, I price it really high, see what happens, and wait for the offer. I put enable the offer on there so people can send you an offer. And if it's something you're happy with, take it. At some point, if you get a bunch of watchers on it, then you can end it and shift it to an auction, because then people are looking for it. So I have seen Craigslist Hunter talks about doing that.
You can't promote those auctions.
Yeah. So I just grab stuff that looks interesting. Like I thought this looked cool. It's just an old South Dakota snapback. This was one of those hats I think I got in that big bulk deal. And none of the, well, I say none of them, not there are some value. Like here's a Snap-on. Snap-on's a good brand.
Yeah, Snap-on sells.
So just an old, this one's I think this is a Morris. Yeah. You'll see they'll print the company. A lot of times will be printed on the back of the Snap. K brand is the one you want. K products or K brand. Some of those hats, if you look up comps on K brand, like if you find a K brand John Deere, that's huge money. Like, and people are out looking specifically for like people with sports cards for you, people that are out looking for Panini, they'll put that in their search term. People are going to look for K brand. Right. So just the letter K dash brand. You find those almost regardless of the hat, you can buy it and it'll sell.
Anthony,
I don't know.
Patrick
Mahomes, Chicago hat.
Bluegrass Picker video.
Yeah. I've linked the tags in pretty good.
Hold on, all right, with the scrambled eggs on there. Those are good.
That's cool. I was telling Jason Roadwarrior that I had a my grandma was throwing out all my grandpa's old hats because she wanted to see if we all wanted them, and we threw away probably 15 hats. Oh, now man. I know that I was like, oh, if I knew them now, but
yeah,
whatever.
like old. It doesn't even have to be old. Like if it's something random, like I grabbed just recently the Tin Caps is what the mascot is. It's a minor league baseball team in like Fort Wayne, I think. An apple wearing a tin cup on its head. That's their mascot. So stuff that looks weird, like this one is really cool. The old sports machine.
Yeah,
this is a cool hat. So if people remember that show, the George Michael Sports Machine. So I grabbed, anything that looks, I like the vintage stuff, but then the newer stuff, Campman, that's a camping brand. I sell a lot of archery hats. The Bowtech, I just sold a Bowtech hat.
That's a good bow name.
Brand. But there's several archery and bow hunting brands that sell really, really well. I sold a lawnmower brand hat one time. I don't remember what it was. I remember it was the brand of a riding lawnmower. And it sold. So you got to realize, just like anything else you sell on eBay, there's fans of almost anything.
Yep. Yeah, I have my lawnmower is a Hustler, and I have Hustler hats that I'm going to put up.
This is like it stands up like out from the hat. It's really cool. I kind of want to keep it. If this doesn't sell by next summer, I'm keeping it.
What is that, a brand? Is that something branded, or is it just?
It's not branded. Well, it says Capman. It was made in Korea, so it is older. It is vintage, but it's not branded. It's just a fish.
It's pretty cool.
So yeah, I don't know how many hats you want me to start just flipping through here, but
well, anybody else have some questions for Troy?
I do. Troy, what's your favorite thing to sell? What do you get into the most? You just doing everything you can come up with?
I do a little bit of everything. I do like hats. This one's cool. This is from the Kiss, Rolling Stones stadium series. Cool. They played in football and baseball stadiums. So it's got like the football tongue on there, and that's how it's the dad hat.
Yeah.
It's got the strap back. That's what they call them, is dad hats. It's like a $75 hat.
That's awesome.
Wow. It's one of it's like concert shirts. They only gave these away at the stadium.
Right.
So I love selling hats. You know what I also actually like selling is Funko Pops. I don't come across them a ton, but I like buying them in bulk because you can get them cheaper. And I just sold one this morning for $25 plus shipping. So people that are saying don't buy Funkos, they're Beanie Babies, nobody wants them. I'm glad they're saying it because there's less competition. They sell, and they sell well. Not all of them. Like anything else, not everything, but there's a lot of them that sell pretty well.
Right. Yeah, I've never really done Funko Pops. I've come across a couple of times, but they had overpriced them. So
yeah, you have to buy them in bulk. You almost have to buy them from a collector that's getting out. I bought 15 of them from somebody here off of Marketplace. She posted a whole bunch, and I said, hey, what about if I buy them all together? You know, what would you do? And I ended up getting them for about, actually there's 17. And I think I ended up getting them for like, it was like $2 and change a piece.
Nice.
And even basic Funko Pops are selling for $10.
Right. So you can get your money back at least.
Yeah. So
Tommy,
some of them are much more, you know, they're exclusives and they're much more valuable. And I sell a lot of them overseas.
Yeah. That's
because they don't have a hot topic. They don't have, you know, they can't get those there. The only way they can buy them is on a secondary market.
That's something that me and you have learned is collectibles sell overseas really well because they can't get them at all over there. And I don't think a lot of people that sell are open up to GSP or simple export. And so that's something me and you've kind of learned, and we kind of open up that market. Tommy had a question in here, if I can find it.
Ventured into great. You know what? I've talked with Chris Chernock about that, and he tells me hats sell well on Grailed. It's just something I haven't done. I do this part time, right? So I have to find that, you know, what's the line? Like, you know, how much do I want to pour into this thing? Because now I've added YouTube to the mix.
You do good.
How much do I want to pour into this when I've already got a full-time job? I tried Poshmark and I made some sales on there, but I got tired of, you have to constantly share. That's the only way to sell on there. I tried. I went for like 2 months without sharing just to see what happened. Didn't sell a thing. So
is eBay the only platform you're selling on?
Yeah,
right
eBay
now?
is really the only thing. I tried Etsy. I sold like one thing on there. Didn't really like it. I'm on Mercari. Mostly it's cross-posted stuff. Sold some Funko Pops on there. Well, you know, action figures and stuff sell on there. But doing it part-time, sometimes I realize, I forgot to get in on that other platform and take off the thing I sold when I'm cross-posting. And you know, so I'm streamlining. I'm probably going to kill off Mercari and just focus on eBay because, I mean, we made over 1,600 transactions last year. So I'm doing okay just selling on eBay.
Right. But I think like what Tommy probably would say in Chernock, those higher end ones you have, the people that are really looking for those are probably on Grailed.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the only thing I would say about that. Say that again.
Depop as well is another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I understand, you know, when you have so much going on, adding something else could hurt some of your eBay that you're already doing. But I get that.
Yeah, I mean, when I make YouTube videos and edit the YouTube videos, that's time I could be listing stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Are you promoting listings or no? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's eBay sandbox, right? I mean, people say, I don't want to pay more fees. You know, I don't either. But especially since I'm selling internationally, my products are in front of billions of people. Like literally billions of people are seeing this. I've got no problem paying another 2%, right? I promote a lot of stuff within reason at whatever the going rate is. And then the collectible stuff, like I just posted a bunch of Masters of the Universe He-Man animation cells. Relatively rare. People are specifically looking for that. That's an item somebody's going to specifically look for. So you don't necessarily have to promote it, but I promote it at 1%. I figure if I'm going to pay, you know, $1 and it's going to sell it faster, I'm okay with that. Plus, you know, they might get it pop up on an ad when they're looking at something else. So I don't have a problem promoting stuff.
Yeah.
I took them off for a while. I did the experiment. I took them off for like 6 weeks and actually had kind of forgotten that I had taken them off by that point. But at that point realized my sales really dropped. Why have my sales dropped? And then I realized, I took off promoted listings, went and put them back on, and we jumped right back up.
So that brings up a good question for me. I heard that I think Anthony, you told me this the other day, if you promote something and then you undo the promoted, it's still promoted for the rest of that month. Is that correct?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Because I had met some promoted stuff and I took it back down and put it back up. And then the other night I took all my listings down and put them all back up without any promotion on it. And they hadn't got any movement in a while. And I was getting quite a few views just overnight from people seeing the stuff. Wow. So I also watched a video this morning where somebody was saying, even if no one buys it, they just click on your item to look at it, that counts as part of what you had initially set up in the percentages to promote it as. It's like the amount of money that it uses to show that it
Mhm.
uses that. They just click on it to look at it.
Well, yeah, I do it anymore when I promote. I don't just do small amount. I usually do a pretty much a trending rate.
Yeah, that's what I do. Because the thing is, we're buying these things for the most part. I'm buying a 50-cent hat and selling it for $20. I can afford to pay another $1.
Yep.
In order for somebody to buy that.
And that's what I like about how Tracy and Tommy bring on the UK and the Australian people, because what we find out from them is, they do almost all their e-commerce on eBay. So they're over there. We're like Amazon for them in a weird way, because they don't really have Amazon's clunkier or something. So it's a bigger market over there in a weird way because it's more looked upon instead of just like certain people here.
Well, and there are specific eBay sites for all those countries also, and that's something that I list on as well. I use a service to list on 5 different countries right now, specifically to their Australia. What is it? Australia, the UK, Germany, Spain, and another one. I don't remember.
Yeah, that's good to know.
Says if you cancel promoted and someone has already clicked on the item, the cookie is for 30 days.
So it just saves it as a promoted in your computer, then maybe.
I think what he means is once they click on it. I'm not sure what he means actually. I know what cookies are, but I'm not sure what he means by that comment. I guess.
I think he was basically saying that was true. Maybe I'm read it wrong too.
A lot of Josh has just subscribed to my channel. How about that?
Well, he should. He's wonderful. I really enjoy his channel.
I've been chatting with him actually just recently.
Yeah, he subscribed to me a long time ago, and I was surprised. It was kind of a nice day. Thanks, DC Sales, because I really like how honest he is, and he's just himself.
He's one of the guys. I've got.
Just kidding.
Go ahead, man. I didn't mean to talk over you.
I was just joking. I don't know if I got a lag. After you guys were bragging about a lot of Josh, I said Cincinnati Picker watches all of my videos.
Yeah, I've got. Josh is actually sending me in something. I'm doing a giveaway when we hit 500, and he's one of the guys. I've reached out to a bunch of higher end YouTube resellers, and most of them I've heard back from. We're gonna have 5 or 6 items from those guys that I'm going to be giving away once we hit 500, which is really cool. I got something from Kevin at Commonwealth Picker.
It's awesome.
Primetime Treasure Hunter.
Yeah.
Josh, something is in the mail. The Pure Hustle podcast guys are sending me something tomorrow. So we're going to have some cool stuff to give away.
Cool. I'm actually going to unsubscribe and try to resubscribe when you hit it so I can be the winner.
Right. Hit 49, just keep coming back. Yeah.
Or right when you get to 500 or 500, I'm going to unsubscribe. So it takes you longer. Just kidding.
Yeah.
See,
I'll give it away at $4.99.
Rev Resell explained it to what Tommy was trying to explain, that we just didn't understand what Tommy's saying. So if they come back, then they get the fee and buy it once they've clicked on it for 30 days later. So it's not just everybody, I guess. It's just
that individual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Kind of like the finder's fee for Amazon, the affiliate links.
Yeah, you're right. A lot of people do, shop on eBay. You have to, like, if you're in Canada and you just type on eBay, you're going to eBay. What is it? .ca or whatever. You can specifically go to, like, I can go right now to Australia's eBay if I wanted to. You just have to type in the address, but the default is for that country. So, yeah, I use it's called Web Interpret. Really cool service. They take, now you can pay to get a higher end thing. I don't. You can pay like a monthly subscription. I just pay the very basement level. I pay $1.29 per sale that's sold through their service, and then 5% of whatever that sale is. And what I get for that is, so I list something right now inside. I don't know. It's a fairly quick turnaround. They take it and translate it, and it's in German on German eBay. So the entire listing is translated, and then they translate everything. So when the customers are looking at it, it's in euros or it's in Australian dollars or whatever it is.
Wow.
They don't have to do the conversion themselves. They can read the text is right there in front of them. I make a lot of sales through Web Interpret. I make thousands of dollars of sales a month through Web Interpret.
Boy, we meant to bring you back on just for that whole topic.
They don't have that many. I can't remember. I got an email from their CEO a while ago about, hey, here's what the year looks like. We're doing, and it's something like 42,000 users or something like that. There's not that many people using it. I mean, it's a relatively small company, and I'm making a lot of money using it.
That's awesome.
I don't have to do anything once it's set up. I mean, it was a little clunky setting it up initially, but they give you your account has a specific person in charge of it. He called me on the phone because you put your phone number in when you sign up. He called me like 2 days after I signed up and said, "Hey, how is it going? I want to make sure everything's working." I mean, it's very personal.
That's cool.
It's a super, and they take your fees out once a month. They just took out my fees for last month today. I paid like $64 to sell. I don't know how much stuff through them.
That's
I made like 2 sales from them yesterday.
Because you're the only customer. You're like the only guy.
Just me. Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, I'd love to have you come back on sometime and we can really knock out that and just kind of dig into that only. Jason, do you have any more questions you'd like to throw up?
We kind of weaved through some of them and covered a lot of them. I was just going to ask your best flip ever was, or something, if you had something really unusual or like the most money you ever made. You wanted to throw that thought out there?
Well, the most money we ever made, it's actually I have it pinned at the top of our channel right now, is just 3 weeks ago. I bought a little die cast excavator. It's a 1/50th scale. I mean, it was this big, just it looked like a little toy. It's made by a company called NZG. The initials, that I don't know what it stands for because it's German. The first word is Nuremberg because that's where they're based. Found it at an estate sale for, I think it was $12. Initially saw it and thought, that looks interesting. I thought it was like Tonka or something, because it's an old die-cast toy. So flipped it upside down, saw it was stamped West Germany. So it's old because there hasn't been a West Germany since 1980. The reunification was, I think, October of 1980. And so then I looked it up, and there hadn't been one sold. I had to look through like Terapeak to even find one sold. There were none listed in the U.S. because it's from Germany. The last one that had sold was like 2 or 3 years ago out of the UK for like $350. And so it was a different color. They make them in multiple colors. Mine seemed to be the rarest. It was yellow. It was like construction yellow. So I priced that thing. You talked about pricing stuff high, or what do you do when you find something rare? I priced it stupid high. I put it at like $790 or something, or $750 or something, and just let it sit. And I thought, let's see what happens. I got watchers. I got offers for like $150. So you knew it was something good. And eventually, here just like 3-4 weeks ago, I got an offer from a guy in Norway through the global shipping program. He paid me $500 for that thing.
Wow.
$500 for, this big
ROI.
Plus, Lord knows what his, through GSP, I guess I was thinking, what are his import fees? But I guess global shipping, it's an average. So he saved on it that way. But he paid $500 for what looked like a toy. Quite honestly.
It was like a little, like a Hot Wheels size.
Yeah, it was a little bigger. I bet it's like, I don't know. It's like this. It was an excavator, construction, like a backhoe. This company makes very high end, like they make a little bit larger scale, like 1/25th scale, 1/10th scale type stuff that they put in like Porsche, BMW showrooms. Like they essentially make, it's not toys, they make miniature vehicles is what they make. They're still in business today. And if you look up NZG, it's super collectible. Even basic stuff a lot of times sells for like $50 or $100. This just happens to be a really rare one. So that's our biggest dollar value. We've only had a few like that. I sold an old Spirit Halloween animatronic for $350, I think it was. That was an old retired, like 3-headed, Cerberus, is that what it is? The 3-headed dog. That was our biggest one till then. So,
And what's your most unusual one that do you have something weird or something that, I don't know, we always like to talk about that kind of stuff. So,
I mean, I've got a lot of weird. So I wish we had the YouTube channel when I went into that estate sale. You go into the basement and it was a lady that I think she sold and rehabbed and collected dolls. And I'm not kidding. It was an unfinished basement with tables and shelves of dolls, like everywhere.
Sounds very creepy.
The Stephen King movie.
I can't believe I didn't. If I would have had the YouTube channel, that it might have gone viral. To be honest, with you. I stood down there for 20 minutes watching people walk down the stairs.
And get scared.
I wasn't even like they'd walked. One guy walked down. He goes, "Oh hell no!" He turned around, went back upstairs. Lady comes down, she goes, "This is my hell." And she,
all the clown dolls are over here. No thanks.
This is my hell.
Incredible. But I brought I went the last day because I went, you know what? There's no way they're going to sell all that stuff. Zero chance.
Right.
So I went in the last hour, and I know there's collectors for that stuff. I went in the last hour and picked up, I think, 3 boxes of dolls, doll parts, doll heads. For I think everything, I paid like $26. I sold one like days later, a vintage Japanese doll for like 25. So that paid for everything. But now I'm selling like randomly boxes of like doll arms. I sold a box of doll heads for like $25. There's like 4 doll heads.
Doll head room. Come on in.
Don't be scared. I thought I was going to sell it because I thought, what am I going to do with these? I was trying to sell them for like Halloween, like haunted houses. Right. And so I grabbed like the creepiest looking decrepit, like one eye missing, like, and I packed it so that all the doll heads were looking up at the guy when he opened the box. It was like $20 plus $25 plus shipping that they paid for this. So doll parts might be the weirdest thing. The most surprising thing that, as far as how much money it was worth, is some old, like from the 80s, Christian homeschool stuff. I got it free from this guy that was just trying to get rid of it. And there was three big boxes of, it was like an entire curriculum for that year. I sold 2 of them for $200, and I think one of them was $250. And then some other smaller, like I just sold one last week that was like a electronic version, like a newer on CD for like $60. Right. Like that stuff sells. And I'm thinking, who wants stuff from the mid 80s homeschool? But it can be potentially really big money.
Yeah. I have some like old phonics stuff from the 80s, like those old workbook stuff for homeschooling. And I bet I can get some good money for them. Someone's just giving them away in a yard sale. She's like, just take them. I'm like, all right. And I bet they go for pretty good money.
It's weird what people buy, man. My wife has gotten to the point now where it used to be I'd bring stuff home and she'd think I was crazy. And I'm going, no, I promise. Like that somebody, and now she goes, you know what? It's not for me, but somebody will love it.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's somebody collects something. I mean, I found out there's people that collect crock pots. Like, imagine?
Well, how about the guy that sold? Go ahead.
Go ahead, Anthony. I watched the video on the crock pots, and I went and started looking up comps on the crock pot stuff after I watched your video, and there was a ton of solds on there and all the lids, and it was really pretty interesting.
I actually saw Cincinnati Picker walk past that same one at like a church sale. I'm like, no, you got to pick that up. That's like $50, man.
He's like, yeah, these aren't worth much, so I'm not going to get it. It's a pain to ship. You're like, you could part that out.
You know what? A niche that I discovered, and I used to work in newspaper, so I can write. I've always liked writing. I can write well. Really, it just involves telling a story. I've sold now 3. I'm 3 for 3 selling haunted dolls on eBay. And
haunted doll?
Yeah, I've sold 3 haunted dolls. You got to put in specific language in there because it's actually eBay policy to sell a soul.
Do you buy already haunted dolls?
What's that?
Do you put the spells on them, or do you buy them already like cursed?
Oh, they're already creepy. And then I just post them, and it's writing a story. Like there's nothing that I write in there that's wrong. Like one of them, I was like, you know what? After I brought this into my garage, my printer stopped working. My garage door stopped. It's all the stuff that's happening around the house anyway. Right. I can't say that it's related to this, but this thing came into the house and weird things started happening. And you post it up there, and people will. I put one at auction, and it sold for like, I don't remember what it was. It was like $50. There, if you look at listed and sold for those things, the sell through is ridiculous. So every once in a while, I find a doll, and then I spin a story, and then put the disclaimer on there that this might not happen for you. This is entertainment purposes only. I'm selling a physical item. Then you're good, and it's funny to watch it. So.
Everybody's always interested in a story. So, I mean, everybody's buying a story with something.
Yeah, you buy the story to tell your friends, hey, I bought this off of eBay. They said all these weird things happen. And then as soon as a weird thing happens in their house, it's the doll.
I told you.
Do you guys remember, it was like, I don't know, 15 or 20 years ago, I remember that somebody hit mainstream news because they had sold their soul on eBay for $666.
Yeah, that's why you have to put the disclaimer on there. There's actually, because it's in the eBay policy that you can't sell a soul. Like they'll pull your listing. Like you have to put a disclaimer that I'm selling a physical object. This is entertainment purposes only. Otherwise,
they message you and ask, "Are you going to ship yourself to my house, or do I have to come pick you up? Because I just bought your human body, so I'll be there in a little
bit." Does anybody else have any questions for Troy, or either for me or Jason? Either.
You had asked when we were chatting before. You mentioned like business book or whatever. Check out, for those that haven't looked it up, Never Split the Difference by it's Chris Voss.
I'm getting ready to start reading that. Chris Voss. That's my next book. I'm getting.
It's unreal. That if really? It's not so much the selling part of it, but in terms of, quite honestly, going to garage sales,
yeah,
it's going to change your life. Learning how to negotiate with this guy was a world-class, one of the top level FBI hostage negotiators, one of the top negotiators in the world. And so basically he now wrote a book on this is how you negotiate. And there's all sorts of tips in there about, like one of them that's fantastic is don't be scared of silence. You know, when you ask somebody something, people want to fill that void. They want to talk. And so when you're trying to get a price from them and they won't give it to you, let it sit. Say, you know, I don't know. What do you think? And then just sit there, say nothing and look at him.
Stare at him and hold your creepy doll and stare at him.
Exactly. Yeah. I've got this doll. Yeah, he's fantastic. Like the way he breaks down emotional negotiating and how you basically get those people first. You get them to understand that you identify with them and that you understand where they're coming from. A lot of that is like mirroring. Like, so they say, I really can't let it go for that much. And he says, you know, use like 3 words. And a lot of times when you first start, it's like the first or the last 3 words they said. So it shows them subconsciously that you listened to everything they said because you literally just repeated it. So I don't know if I can sell it for that little. And then let the silence sit there. And they're going to want to fill it.
Maybe I could.
They're going to want to go, yeah, because I think this is really important. You know, this is worth a lot. So it's worth a lot. You think that's why it's in the garage sale at this point? Like, are you that attached to it, or is it worth a lot? And then at some point you then flip it and try to get them to understand your point of view and say, you know what, I do really like it, but I just, you know, and I want to give it a good home. I just don't know if I can afford that. What can we do? And so all of a sudden now that person that didn't want to give it to you for your price is trying to solve your problem of getting it cheaper. It's fantastic.
I love that.
That's a good point. That's
great. I can't believe you brought that up. It's literally, I'm going to start it probably Sunday. And I thought garage sales are coming up and I wanted to go to some estate sales. I thought this might be a great, my next read. So it's been on my wish list for like a year. I just never.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
And Jason reads a lot of books. So,
and if you're not a reader, he's got videos out there. He's done TED Talks. He does. I mean, you can get information, all sorts of stuff from him. You can actually sign up. He's got a email newsletter. He runs I think it's the Black Swan group or something. So yeah, he's accessible on the internet all over the place.
Yeah, we both enjoy reading and finding different ways of looking at money and things and how to invest. And so yeah, that's right up our alley. So thanks for giving us that.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, does the chat have any other questions?
Also, will you take? Yeah, you're right, Bill. Yeah. I put in the description like it really needs to have a new home, or please give this a new home. Or I had people sending me messages like, do you sense any negative energy about this? I have animals and I don't want them to be hurt. Like literally, I was getting like, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's funny.
I don't need any bad luck. I definitely wouldn't be buying any off the internet, hoping it comes to my house.
I was going to ask you about, have you bought any card breaks, teams or anything?
Yeah, recently? I bought a few and I've sold a few. I'm still learning. I mean, it's like anything else, we pay to learn, right? And the problem is the ones that I would like are the ones that everybody wants. Yep. So then you try and go after the smaller ones, and then you just hope that you get the one star that's on the team, right? So there's a whole lot of, I think it would work better if like you've got somewhere physical to sell the ones that aren't hits. And that would work much better, I think.
Yep. Absolutely. And that's kind of tough for someone like you that doesn't have a sports team right there, right around you, I guess, when it comes to football. What's the closest, what closest professional teams are close to you, actually? Colorado?
Yeah. I mean, you're looking at like Denver or Seattle.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Or you get over. That's the nice thing. You get to pick. You know, we got a lot of Denver, Seattle, various California teams. You can go the other way and go Minnesota.
Yeah.
Where are you actually located, Troy?
I'm in Helena, Montana. So it's western Montana.
I'm a huge fan of Yellowstone. You watch that?
Yeah. Yeah. They actually filmed some of that here. I was going to have Kevin Costner on my show, and then they changed, like some of the production people changed, and then the new ones wouldn't get a hold of me. The initial ones were going to get him on the show, and then they changed.
Oh man.
They went through those changes at Spike TV when they changed the branding and everything, and so I lost him. It was kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome.
Kevin Costner on your channel would be pretty decent. So.
Oh man.
So yeah, what do you do in your free time when you're not working or reselling?
I like fly fishing a lot, actually. I mean, Montana's got some of the best fishing in the world, so we might as well take advantage of it.
Right.
I enjoy doing that, and I do like Spartan races and stuff too, like the obstacle races. Those are fun.
Cool.
Yeah, I heard you saying you've been working out a little bit more recently.
Yeah, I let YouTube and eBay take over, right? And so I wasn't in the gym like I should be. So
I was the same.
It's making that intentional, because it's very easy if you don't make it intentional to just let it go by the wayside. And
yep, you got to make it your standard. And I like to get it done early in the morning. That way it's just done. I didn't have to think about it. I didn't negotiate. Oh, well, I'll do it later. And then it ends up not getting done. It just gets done early. Makes it easy. And
if you want to multitask, I found ways, like if you decide, you know what, I'm just going to do the bike today, or I'm going to do the Stairmaster or whatever. Take a whole bunch of pictures. You can post from the gym. I mean, you can't do it if you're running or something, or if you're, doing machines or weight, but there are a couple of machines there where you're like, you know what, I just want to climb stairs for an hour. I posted like 10 things from the stair machine last week.
Yeah. I've actually listed stuff in between pull-ups. Oh, I give myself 4 minutes. I'm like, why not? I had the pictures already done. So, well, thanks, Rev Reso. I appreciate it.
I think Rev's subscribed to my channel too. That's cool.
Yeah. And if anybody wants to maybe come on for an interview like this, send us an email to me or Jason. It's in the description. I'm sorry I didn't put, I guess Tommy called me out. I didn't have your link in the description.
You can put it in later, right?
Yeah, well, yes, I will. And but Art Vandelay threw you up there, so
it's easy. I mean, I'm just Mountain Man Treasure. I mean, it's super easy to find. I just started Instagram.
Yep.
I'm still learning how that works and what I should put on there and how I do it, and like the 12 hashtags I need to put on the end of everything. I'm still learning that, but it's Mountain Man Treasure all slammed together one word on there.
Yep. Yeah, I saw you post something this morning, and so I appreciate that. You told people to join up me and Jason. So
yeah.
Appreciate
I don't have a whole ton of people following me, but I
Yeah,
do what I can.
but it's still there, so people can find it. But yeah, we're trying to incorporate more of the platforms, the social media platforms, to help our business too. Because I mean, I don't sell anything on Instagram, and there's a lot of people that resell just on Instagram only.
Yeah.
So I think that's a market we should at least get into the YouTubes people, let alone sell from ourselves. So I think our community is actually just beginning to understand how to do stuff a little bit better. I mean, I'm not saying I do. I just think that there's things that we can all, and that's what me and Jason kind of want to make sure we're not acting like we're some kind of experts. We're just trying to learn with everybody else. We want to bring people on that just help us learn with our reselling business. And we like to talk.
Yeah. I mean, I've been doing this a year and change. I'm by no means any kind of expert, but I feel like I pick up things pretty fast. And I mean, there are people that are just starting now, so I can certainly help at least those people out. But we can always learn stuff. I mean, my buddy Jeff, he's been doing this full time for a decade, and I'll find things and he'll go, I had no idea. Like, you just taught me something.
Yeah.
So we can learn from everybody.
I agree. If you're not trying to learn, I mean, I think that's why we're the resellers that watch other YouTube people, because we want to be better at it. There's a lot of resellers just do their own thing, never watch, but we actually want to get better, and we know that we have to watch from people that are better than us. I mean, shoot. I like how like Mr. Buys a Lot's throwing up like what he sells. It's kind of ridiculous, but it's probably hard for him to actually get through it all because he sells so much. So it's hard for him to make videos. It's easy to make videos for me when I'm selling 5 things every 2 days, but yeah, it's I just love learning something new, and this is not my main thing, obviously, and it's just a side thing, but it's fun. We like the hunt of it and the treasure of it, and I've been doing about a year and a half too. We're coming to reselling, so
yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's fun going out there and finding stuff. And now that my new edition is that international thing, it's like 6-8 months old, and I still get a kick out of. I mean, yesterday I'm like, really? I sold a Funko Pop to Thailand?
Yeah,
all right, cool.
I've sold two Mahomes autographs to Canada.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting sending stuff to Isle of Man. I've sent 2 things to the Russian Federation now. That's been kind of fun.
Interesting.
I've sent some. I sent one of like a what was it? Oh, it was a deal that that goes underneath your bed mattress to see how much you're flipping and flopping at night or whatever. It's some sort of sensor. I sent it to some lady in Finland. I mean, it's cool selling internationally. Yeah, and it opens up a huge market. I mean, you think you're selling to a lot of people now. You're selling to 5% of the world if you're selling in the U.S.
Good point.
I mean, that's it.
Yeah, I sold I took a consignment deal because one of my favorite, me and Jason's favorite, our favorite teachers in high school, she contacted me. She said, I see you sell on eBay. She goes, would you sell some of my stuff? I have some Barbie stuff. I'm like, I'll try, And she's like, I was asking her, how much do you want? She's like, I don't know. And so, how long it takes? She's like, no. And I put it on GSP and I sold a holiday Barbie to Canada for $90.
Oh yeah.
And it went for more money than it normally goes. It goes quick. They go really fast because it's like it was 1988. It was the first year of the holiday Barbie, I guess. And but it went for more money than it normally goes. And a lot of people, for some reason, in that collectible, they all do auctions. And I didn't put it as auction, and I had it at GSP. And so I know I got way more money than it would. It usually goes for like $60. And so I think I'm noticing that some of that collectible stuff, people aren't open up to the rest of the world. And that's a big bonus for us, since we have a lot of stuff that people really want in the world.
Yeah. Well, and even basic stuff. I mean, like I sold to a lady in Australia. She actually runs I looked it up. She has like a store there. It was an old radio. And she had messaged me. It was like a bright yellow, and she said that she was so excited because in Australia, they don't have the variety that we have. They might have a black radio, but they don't have 32 colors.
Right.
And so there's a lot of places, even something simple, other countries might not necessarily, it's not available. So, I mean, it makes sense just to open yourself up. And I've had more issues with people in the States than I have internationally, quite honestly. I only had one real trouble buyer in Italy, and that's it out of everything else. So I've got, people worried about getting scammed. You're going to get scammed by some guy in Pennsylvania.
Good point.
I mean,
I read a forum post the other day. Someone had sold something to like Australia or something, and the person had sent it back, and the seller had to pay the return shipping because they had free returns set up on it and doing GSP. Have you guys ever
Really?
that or seen that?
No, I've never had a return.
I'm like, do I have to pay this? And everybody was like, yep.
Well, I
At
don't.
that point, you might just buy them off, right? And just say,
just,
you know what, I'll
just keep
refund
it.
you.
Just keep.
Yeah, I think that's what everybody said because it was going to cost, I think, more to send it back than it was
Right.
what he had made from it. So.
Right.
Right,
That's
because through pirate ships, simple export rate, and it's cheap.
Yeah. I know I sold some Michigan State Nike dry fit pull-up pants, like sweatpants. Warm-ups. And sent them to, I think it was Belgium, and for $15. And I'm sure they paid $40 to get a GSP to them.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're probably someone from Michigan State. They wanted that, and they couldn't get them there, and that was the only person.
I sell a lot of sports gear over. Like I sell a lot of Seahawks stuff goes to Germany, actually.
Interesting.
I'm wondering if it's military because we've got the base there.
Yes,
I think it's military members based out of Seattle.
Yeah, because I've been to Germany, and it's all us. It's half of the population is us walking around.
I've been surprised at the NFL stuff that I sell internationally. I sent a Arizona Cardinals jacket to Buenos Aires.
Oh wow!
Where else are they going to buy it there? I mean, they can't walk in the store and get it.
All they can get is soccer stuff like mine, you know. Like,
that's an interesting thought. People on military bases around the world like buying stuff off eBay because they can't get the things that they're used to, and they're stationed, you know, in Philippines or where it would be.
They might be there for 3 years and only come back for a little bit. So they just makes sense.
Anthony, you mentioned like how some people put stuff at auction and some don't. There's an app. It's called
Info.
Yeah. It's called What's It Worth? All slammed together. Let me open it so you can see the
I wish I was better at this. I could throw it up on the screen.
Where is it? It's really boring underneath. I'll show you the icon. The icon it's just that dollar sign right there on the side. You can type in let's do that. Let's do holiday Barbie.
Yeah.
Let's do holiday Barbie. We'll type in holiday Barbie. And what it does is it tells you it'll give you the price of what it sells at auction. For an average. It takes an average. Here's the average sell-through rate. It tells you what the sell-through rate is. So the price at auction, 46. I just looked generic holiday Barbie. Now you can bear down. You can keep drilling down more specific. But holiday Barbie in general at auction, 46% sold at $12.79 average, plus shipping. And then buy it now, $20.99 plus shipping, but only 13% sold. So it sells less buy it now, but it sells higher when it sells.
Yep.
So it's a really cool app. So that's
awesome.
You can never find the stupid. So it's really cool to be able to look at this thing and say, you know what, is this something that I should auction, or is this something that I should buy it now?
Right.
So, and if you drill down, like at the bottom there, see, it has even more categories. So you can get very specific, and it'll tell you what the sell-through is and what the average sales price is over the last year or something.
Well, and that would be good for sourcing on eBay if you're trying to flip.
Oh yeah, I use it out all the time.
That almost be more important for that. That's a great. And I have that on. I actually had that downloaded. Someone must have told me it, but I never really used it. So thanks for making me realize.
Yeah, it's a super cool app. And you can look at the graphs. I think you can even look at if you want to really bear down, look, you can click at what days that they sell.
Yeah.
So you can, if you really want to, it sells more of them have sold on Wednesday than any other day of the week. So if you're running an auction, have it end on a Wednesday. I mean,
wow.
It's pretty cool.
That's handy. I'm gonna dig into that today. So thanks for that. You just ruined my day.
Right. And then it's just like eBay where you look at solds. You can click on it and it'll bring up all of the listings. Right. So you can look and find one that fits yours and what it sold for, and
that'll be
super cool app.
A lot easier to comp my stuff using that. Thank you.
I'll look up links to the app, and I'll send it to you, Anthony. You can put it in the description for iTunes and for Google Play, so people can just link to it if they see this.
Sounds great. Is there anything else you want to say, Jason?
No, I was reading that comment you just put up there. Funny, sports some sort of beard. Yeah, Troy's got the best beard. We know.
There is an awful lot of bearded reseller. Like that number's pretty high.
Yeah.
But I like yours because Mountain Man, you think it's going to be a bearded guy, and you don't have to stay beard. You know.
I've got a guy at work that says if you just turn sideways and I took a picture of you and made it, that could be the silhouette of Montana. Like he's like, you're Montana, man. Like, all right.
I was really expecting you to wear a flannel shirt, and I didn't wear one today just because I thought you were going to. But
yeah, I'm sporting the Voltron, the throwback today.
I like it.
Yeah, that's fun. I like Voltron.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I got the beard, I might as well go with Mountain Man, right?
I agree. Well, I really enjoy your channel, and I think it's just all of us are just getting better at doing it, and video editing and things coming along, and so I just appreciate all your bolos that you give us.
Yeah, I'm learning, and I ordered a ring light last night, so the lighting's going to get a lot better in here.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to throw something in. I was watching one of your videos, and you were at a thrift store. And I think it's Shania Twain's song that don't impress me much.
I got hit with a copyright on that one.
That was awesome. I mean, I don't think you could have planned that much better because you were like, I'm not really finding much here. It was like,
yeah,
it was perfect.
And that's why I left it in, and then I got a copyright strike because it recognized the chorus. But I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
It even wasn't it less than 10 seconds that it was playing?
Yeah, it was probably like 6 or 8 seconds. Like it wasn't long.
Yeah.
The bots apparently recognized it because it was the melody.
Right.
So
I usually whistle really loud, so I try to throw it off. It's worked once. I don't know if that's going to always work.
At least it wasn't the song, Man, I Feel Like a Woman. I mean, that would have been worse. So speaking of your YouTube channel, I got our last question is what can we expect going forward from your YouTube channel? What are you going to be bringing out?
Well, I mean, better lighting. I actually ordered, I just got two. Well, I got this is the same one that Part-Time Pickers uses. It was like $9.99. It's on sale right now. It's the backpack clamp for GoPro. So I'll be able to do some garage sale, estate sale videos. There's a storage auction tomorrow here. Never been to one. I don't have room for any storage auction stuff, but Buddy and I might go anyway. And try the GoPro and see how it works.
Yeah, just see how the auction runs and see if it's worth your time for the next time going in.
Yeah, because they do like once a month at this place. So I think we're gonna start having some. I've got an older GoPro. I think I can hook it up to this, and we'll start doing some garage sale stuff. I'd love if we can get to 1,000. Then you can start streaming live on mobile devices, and I think it'd be amazing to do a live, like garage sailing, like a live sourcing. Just turn it on.
I agree.
And have the thing streaming while you're sourcing.
We can hear your never split the difference info about here crushing people with prices constantly. Being nice about it. So you couldn't do $5. I mean, it would really help me out.
Yeah. I know one of the guys they actually just reviewed Pure Hustle Podcast reviewed that book recently too. And
really?
One of the things one of the guys on there always talks about, one of the lines that he uses at garage sales, it sounds like it would have come from that book, is if somebody wants to sell it for more than he wants to pay for it, he'll talk about, I can understand why this is really important to you, or I can see that this is really important to you. And a lot of times they almost get like, he said, almost like offended. Like when they realize like, oh no, that's an old jacket that it's been in the back of my closet for 10 years. So a lot of times it's like, oh no, it's really not that important to me.
Yeah.
And so then all of a sudden, oh, now it's not worth as much.
You almost broke their emotional tie to it in a weird way. Yeah. Because we hold on to stuff because it's like an emotion from some memory or something. You know what I mean? A lot of times.
Yeah. Tommy says you can use an app and stream live before 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There's a third-party app. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, I think because we learned that because we wanted Harry Humstone to do that. I was thinking about earlier, I wanted to have a 500 subscriber giveaway, but I thought there'd be like 10 people there. So I didn't want to have to keep asking people, are you sure you want my stuff?
I don't think I'm going to do it live just because I'm nervous. You see like these guys that have 10,000 subscribers get like 40 people in their lives. So, I don't know if
I've seen that too.
Yeah. I don't know if we'll do it live. We might do the whole comment underneath the video thing, but
yeah,
I'm excited. We got some cool.
Sounds like it. Good Lord.
And I'm up past Kevin dropped my name and channel on his on his video the other day, and I jumped up like 30 people overnight. So we're now past 400.
Nice. Yeah, you'll be around 500 quick.
Yeah.
You got the good info. You got good info.
I appreciate it.
I'll put a link inside of this too, because a lot of people have been watching this over again. So I'll put a link in the channel link in the video too. Hey, there's Harry.
There he is.
Thanks for joining, buddy. Appreciate
You're
it.
at 409 subscribers. You've got at least 7 just from doing this show today.
Oh, well, there you go.
You'll keep getting them. People realize how much good info you got, especially the the overseas thing really helps.
Yeah, I need to do a video about that, about international and web interpret itself.
Cincinnati Picker might need to hear something about that.
There you go.
Cincinnati Picker, I saw he's close to 100,000.
Wow.
I mean, he should, right? I just can't wait till garage sale season, because that's when I fell in love with Lonnie and John and Matt, part-time picker, and Commonwealth, watching them garage sale, because I didn't know how to garage sale. I just been to some, but like watching them doing it from a reseller point of view, I was like, oh, and I'm still reaping the benefits. I was telling Jason, I went to this one last year where it was like the guy had like 60 Tiggers plushes, and they were all like, a lot of them still had the tags and still in the box stuff, and they were all like labeled really cheap, and I lotted about 15 of them together, a bunch of other stuff, and I said $20, and he goes 25. I'm like, okay. And I sold the 10th one of the plushes yesterday for $10.
Wow.
And I've made probably $150 on that plush easily, and I made $25 on one of the chicken statue figurine too. So I've made $300 on that almost.
How many people you guys have in here right now? I can't see the number.
I think there's 15 is what I've got.
I've got a couple of random. I've got something Montana. We could do a giveaway if you want. I didn't even think about it. I just realized I have something sitting over here. We're talking giveaways. I could give something away if you guys wanted.
Well, if you're going to offer, if it's Montana, for sure. Yeah, that's cool. We can have people. We can actually have people put it in the chat if they rewatch this too. Give them a week or something, and then we can send it out.
We have 18 in the chat right now.
Cool.
Which is pretty good, because usually by the end of our shows we're down to like 11. Too much red spatula talk.
too many times I've rubbing the in a man.
So that reminds me.
I'll let you pick. I'm not even going to pick which one. I don't know. How do you want to do it? It's your channel. I got it. I got one thing to give away. I'll ship it out to them. It doesn't matter.
Just one, and but maybe give people an option. I don't know. Maybe if that's what you want to do or something.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. I can give them an option of which. Yeah. But I don't know how you want to run the giveaway. It's your thing. I'm just it on you.
No, so it's basically your giveaway. So we'll have to put something in the description and make sure if they follow you on Instagram, then they're in the giveaway.
All right, that works for me if that's how you want to do it.
Yeah, just when you follow them on Instagram, leave them a message. Say, hey, I'm here from the YouTube live, and I'm interested in the giveaway.
There you go. Send me a direct message on Instagram,
and that way you can leave the address.
Okay. Yeah. So send me a direct message on Instagram. What is today?
And we'll now announce it in a week.
Yeah. So do it next week.
Yeah.
So do it on next week's show.
Yeah. Sound
we
good?
can announce it on your show.
Whatever you want to do.
So I have 5 of them here. You know what? No, we're going to do 4 of them because that's not shaped like Montana. So you get to pick which one you want.
And I'll map something next week too.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, these this is not a high value thing. It's just something that's cool. Something I'm guessing these are out of the 70s. Something some dude made in his shop. Which
nice.
I love that some guy, they're not perfect, and that's why I like them. And some guy spent a lot of time in his shop, probably hung these up in his den. They're cut out in the shape of Montana. I don't know if we can see the whole Montana there.
Yeah, I can see it.
And what he did was take, I don't know if you know Charlie Russell. famous Western artist. His paintings are hanging all over, and
Right.
there's a museum dedicated to him in Wyoming. He took like prints of Charlie Russell, cut them out in weird shapes. On some of them, kind of burned the edges and stuff, and lacquered them onto these cutouts of Montana.
That's cool.
There's this one where it got a sign for it says 20 miles to Deadwood. This is actually my favorite, I think. It's a guy holding up the stagecoach. Really cool. And they're set to hang. He's got stuff on the back here to hang. So we've got Deadwood. We've got this one's just some cowboys. But I like the burned edges on it.
Me too.
Cool.
Hey, Anthony, go to 2 comments. There you go. I was just going to say, DC Sales says make a post on Instagram and let people comment on that post, Troy.
Yeah, we can do that. I'll do that. We got this one, which is I can't remember the name of it. This is actually a famous.
I was just say I've seen that action figure. Yeah, that scene before.
I remember, but this is one of his more famous pieces.
What is that a picture of?
What's what?
What is that a picture of?
You got a cowboy. They've got a. It's crazy. There are all these guys on horseback, and they're lassoing. It's a bear.
Wow.
Cool.
So yeah, so you got different guys on different sides, and they've got they're hog tying this bear, which is cool. We got that one, and then we just got this one in the snow. We've got the meeting of the Cowboys and Indians here in the winter, which is pretty cool, I think.
That is cool.
Yeah.
So all of them have, well, here it's on this side. All of them have the rough cutout, of Montana. This is the only one that isn't actually drilled to hang, but it looked like he hung it on like some nails or something back here.
Yeah,
but,
you can do that pretty easy.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So somebody can pick whichever one they like out of that one, and I'll send it to them.
Right on. Well, I appreciate that.
I like him.
And I'll think of something next week too. I'll match that too somehow.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea. I appreciate that. Well, we're gonna have to end the broadcast here, but I really appreciate everybody for joining and giving in a great chat for everybody. I really appreciate it. We want to kind of keep the chat clean as we can because we would like some of our family members to watch these over again and on other times we could probably do whatever, but on this one, so I really appreciate everybody interacting a lot with Troy, and I'm sure Troy gave everybody some great information. He did me, and so we really appreciate it. And please go to his Instagram, and it's Mountain Man Treasures, just one word.
Mountain Man Treasure, singular treasure, no S on the end.
Okay.
Mountain Man Treasure, all one word.
And he'll put a post up and just enter yourself into the drawing, and we'll announce it next week. And Jason, I think we're going to have to miss next week.
Yeah, I'll be gone next week.
Okay,
but I'll be back.
So I might run it by myself next week, and just so 10:30 is kind of what we're going to slide into for right now. And really appreciate everybody for joining, and check out the links, join up everybody, and join up the people that are in the chat, because most of them are YouTube creators who sell on eBay. And thanks, y'all, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys. Bye. Have a good week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.